Hi everyone, welcome to a lesson that we have not seen each other for a month or so, right? But we are getting ever closer to PSLE. If everything is fine, can hear me, can see me, give me a thumbs up, say yes, all good, and then we can start the lesson proper. It's Teachers Day weekend. Thank you. Yes, thank you for your wishes. And so I want to share a slide with you before we start. Okay, it was a cool image sent to me yesterday. So I thought I should share it with you because it's very, very appropriate here. Okay, cool, right? How many of you know the cat in the hat? Mr. Cat in the Hat, really fun guy. I have some of his books. Cat. It's really, really difficult to write a book with so many texts or so much text that actually rhymes, right? Maybe you can talk about this with your English teacher, Miss Indra. But yeah, kids love this book because whenever you read, it always rhymes and always makes sense also, and the stories are also quite fun. And the cat in the hat is a naughty guy. Okay, so okay, I will teach you in a room. I will teach you now on Zoom. I will teach you. This is how I read to my kids too. I will teach you in a house. I will teach you with my mouse. I will teach you here or there. I will teach you because I care. So since we all care about the PSLE, okay, besides PSLE, there's a lot more in life we have to achieve in secondary school and all that. So this is just the first hurdle. We try to cross one hurdle at a time. So we are here to help you to cross that first hurdle. But if you do not achieve what we expect, we just move on and try to do better in secondary school, right? But since the hurdle is still in front of us and we can still try to cross it successfully, we try. Okay. So give it your best shot. It's not more than a month, less than a month, right? October 1st is less than a month away, perhaps 3 weeks. What can you do in 3 weeks? Okay, you have 4 subjects to clear. Remember, by the time you go to secondary school, you got like 8 subjects to clear. At least 7, 8, some do 9, 10 subjects. And then it's more and more difficult. So do the easy one. 4 subjects, easy. Just go through the past year papers as much. I can't emphasize this more, as much as you can, because the more you are familiar, the less it scares you. Okay. Do not look at a textbook anymore, notes anymore. I think it's too late for that now. Just go through the questions, as many sources as possible. If you finish, just make sure you finish everything on your shelf. Your parents have bought for you so many assessment books, and there are so many pages still waiting for you to be done. So make sure you do. Do not run to Popular and buy some more if you have books on your shelf. Okay. And then if you want to buy some more, I just recommend you buy past year papers that are in the year format, meaning they are not in topic format, they are in the year. That means every paper is one full paper. You need to take it in 1.5 hours. Okay, keep doing those in 1.5 hours. Okay, every day you do 2 subjects or 4 subjects up to your time schedule, and you should be fine. Okay, the rest is in your hands. Okay, today, whatever is in my hands, I try to help you guys. So shall we go through? Hopefully, all of you, we have seen me before. You know the drill. You need to go through the mock paper. That exactly right. Why do I give you mock paper? Mock paper because that is where the practice and the training comes from. That's why I keep saying go and do paper. Don't do topic anymore. Paper. That means you need to have question 1 to 28 with a mix of all the questions, and you need to be familiar with answering in that way. That means everything given to you, and you have like only 40 minutes, 45 minutes to do it. Oh, so those of you who are here for the first time, okay, a lot of you have signed up for our live classes at mock paper in the last 3 weeks. That means you're seeing me here do this for the first time. So you should know a few things, right? You should know that paper part booklet A is MCQs 28 question. How much time must you spend? Okay, all the students who are familiar with me, you already know I recommend how much? 45 minutes, okay, or faster. If 35 minutes, better. Then you got 10 minutes extra. You push it to your booklet B, and then you got more time to check. Okay, try not to check booklet A and then start booklet B. That's too late. Finish booklet A, go on to booklet B straight away. No need to check first, because you have both booklets, right? So you straight away move to booklet B, and then what do? Whatever time you have left after you finish everything, then you check. Okay, the goal is to finish everything. Okay, if you start checking and then you don't have time to finish anything, that's worse. Okay, good. Abinan, you did okay for your prelim. Yes, some of you are sharing your prelim results. Okay, very good. If you guys have your prelim results already, just share with me. Okay, just share whether you got an A star, or you got 85, 75. Just type in as we go along. So I know roughly how much you guys are getting. Kevin 61, 76, 86, 87. Very good. Time to push up. Those who are getting 60 and 70, try to push up to 80. If you are with 88 tuition, we expect you to get at least 80. How to get 80? That's why I'm here, right? I've been telling you the last 5 minutes what to do in the next 3 weeks, right? Put that into practice and you'll get 80. Rest assured. Okay, then get back to me after your PSLE result. Tell me how you did. All of you have my WhatsApp number. Your parents have my WhatsApp number. I've been talking to them. All you have to do is, Mommy, Daddy, I need to send my PSLE result to my teacher, Dr. Ali or Bird or Indra, and just message us your result. We'll be very happy for you. Of course, we'll be encouraging you as well along the way, right? If you didn't do so well, we'll still encourage you and say, come on, guys, let's do Sec 1 now. And then I'll stick with you guys. I'm still teaching Secondary 1, Secondary 2 science. So we'll still be sticking with each other for a long, long while. And the more you have time with me, the better you get. Good. Okay, so let's kick on straight to the questions. I know you're dying to learn something today. This is the drill. Every time you come in, you learn something. You think you may know a lot of things already, but there are little pockets, empty spaces that you like to fill up and make sure you know everything. It's like a sponge. A sponge, you draw water. Not all the time the sponge is full of water. You can never say it's full. You try to squeeze in some more, it's still possible. Okay, so we try to squeeze in as much as you can, every little tip. Okay, in this 1 hour, if you learn just 3 things, you may get 6 marks more, which is 1 grade higher. Am I right? Okay, you may get from a B to an A. So please pay attention to what I'm trying to say, so you may learn that 1, 2, 3 things that you did not know. Okay, ready, go. Trisha. Okay, Trisha, very, very, very tough questions. Actually, I looked through them this whole week to see how I can help you guys, right? I've also been studying, I've been studying because I need to go through these questions again and again and see how I can make my students understand such that in the exam, they will not, say, oh, I didn't understand this question, sure, I don't know how to do. Okay, you must be able to apply whatever you have in your brain to whatever questions there are on the paper, no matter what, because it's not something that we never taught you. It's all the topics are already taught already. You just need to be able to pick it out. That means practice makes perfect. Okay, make sure you practice. There is a little talk in the market, right, where, okay, parents also ask me, how do you practice for math and science differently? Okay, math is very easy to give you a new question that you've never seen before, but in science it's more difficult. So most of the time you may find a lot of repeated questions. So that's the key, right? That's why practice makes perfect, because if you have done it before, it may appear in your PSLE again. Then you're like, yes, thankfully I practice a lot and all these questions I actually saw before. So the number of unseen questions, the new question may only be 20% or 30%. 70% are seen. Okay, and the skills that you put into it is the same. Cool. Okay, how many people do I have? I just want to take a stock check. Okay, 28 people. Great. So I'm speaking to 28 beautiful brains. Okay, hopefully trying to squeeze in some info into those sponges. Okay, hopefully all of you did. So Trisha plays some solid made of substances. Very, very funny question, because you first have a solid that looks like this, okay, that I'm highlighting in yellow. And then they tell you inside the solid, they have some little things over there. That's a substance. I'm coloring it just to visualize. So this is my trick to actually how to explain to students slowly what they're trying to say. That's why in the exam paper, it's in black and white. But when you're answering, you have to color it out. So your brain is actually coloring it out. Your brain is actually figuring it out by colors. So one more item here. Oh, this is very nice. RGB, red, blue, green, which are the primary colors. How many of you know what are primary colors? All colors in the world can be made up of these three primary colors: red, blue, green. If you don't believe me, okay, of course, if you're a coloring expert, you're an artist, you know this. You've been to art classes, everybody's been telling you this. But you know our television has a myriad of colors, right? You can see every single color in the world. Whether it's light blue, turquoise, or green, or light green, dark green, everything can come out as you see it, right? But we only have 3 tubes inside the TV, which produce yellow. No, not yellow. Jinle keeps saying yellow, so I say yellow. Okay. Jinle, right? You kept saying yellow, not red, blue, yellow, red, blue, green, RGB. So these 3 colors tubes are inside the television. They mix in different concentrations, some 10% of red, maybe 50% of green, and 40% of blue. You get another color. So you can do computer animation or generation of these percentages and get different colors. So that's how a TV works with producing colors. You just need 3 colors. Primary colors, they're called. Okay, that was off topic, but at least you learned something. Like I said, you'll always learn something when you attend my classes. Okay. She wanted to ensure, let's find out what about the melting point first. Substances Q and R had higher melting point than substance S. So we need to find substance S. And this is the trick. I'm going to show you a way of how I do this. Please pay attention. I can put this higher, and lower. What does this mean? Lower what? Melting point, right? Because they talk about melting point. Keyword is talking about melting point, not boiling point, not their color, not their electrical conductivity, but the melting point. How much heat is required to melt them? Because they are solid right now. If you melt them, they become liquid. And if you melt them, they become liquid, and they'll probably drain out this funnel and be collected here in this other bowl outside. So that's basically the gist. But in this red color words that I wrote, right? Higher, higher, lower. Many of you will write higher, higher, lower, but I won't do that. What will I do? Guess. Who can type? Instead of, okay, what am I talking about? You know this circle one, okay? This circle one. Because it's higher melting point, correct? This is also higher melting point. They didn't tell you exactly what's a melting point. Lower melting point, they didn't tell you what's a lower melting point, but I wrote down. Okay, it's not wrong, but I can do better. What can I do better? In the exam, right? Higher, lower can be confusing. So what do I do? Anybody got an idea of what I'll do? Assume a temperature. Very good, Nikita. Excellent, Nikita. Thanks for that. Because I was really wondering if all you guys will actually figure out what I'm going to do. But Nikita Basan, you got it. Pranita Sri, you put above 100 degree. Not really, because you don't want to. What's the 100 degree actually? 100 degree is a boiling point of water. So we don't want to associate water now because we don't know these substances. They are just QRF. So if you put 100, right, your mind will straight away think that it's water. We don't have water here. So we don't want our mind to confuse ourselves. So don't put in 100. So yes, we'll follow Nikita's suggestion. We'll put a higher. Okay, so for example, this one melts at 40 degrees. And since they did not say the difference between R and Q, right? R, I can put 50 degrees, 60 degrees, 40 degrees. Which one will I choose? They did not give us a difference. If I put 50, 60, I would assume that Q has a higher melting point than R. But that's not true because it may have lower, it may have same. So I don't want to assume. I will just put 40, 40 just to be safe. You understand? So just to be safe, I put 40. What is this 40? Put degrees Celsius. Take it as this is the melting point. So now what I did is this. Can you see? I don't want to do this, but I rather do this. I have a number so that I'm helping my brain to know that this number is higher than this number. Can you see? Is it more clear now? Your brain will work better by having a visual number there. It's not a true number. Why? Because Pranita may put 15, Abhinan may put 16. Who else is there? Cheryl may put 45. You can put any number, but the number must be relative. Here must be smaller, here must be higher. Just what have I done? Just taken this text where they say Trisha plays a solid substance, the setup has shown substance Q and a melting point and substance error. So long, right? I translate the whole thing into a drawing below. Done. I put Trisha's paragraph into a picture. Done. Are you clear now? Guys, are you clear? All of you clear, right? So now I can ignore the paragraph and just look at the diagram. Much easier. Exam, you will do this, right? Okay, fast one, very fast. So that when you read, right, what temperature should she set the heater to melt something but not melt the other one? Very easy, much easier than you put the word higher and lower. It's very difficult to think about the action that Trisha should do. So Trisha wanted to ensure that solid, this big solid, right, does not contain substance S. So she wanted to take out substance S. So she wanted to melt substance S. So what happens is this green color, you see what happens? This green color is melting. Can you see? Please look at what's happening. Can you see, guys, what's happening? This is what she wants. Am I right? Am I right? She wants one to melt so that she want to ensure that this solid does not contain S anymore. Take it out. R and Q, she doesn't mind. She wants to keep. S, she wants to melt it out. To melt it, she need to do the hot plate, heater, okay? So she need to play with the temperature to melt it. What will happen if Trisha melt it to 40 degrees Celsius? You see, now the number helps, right? All will melt. All will melt because even if it's 40, S will melt also because it's higher. Now you know why Ali is talking about these numbers, because numbers help you to visualize what will happen at different temperatures. So what temperature do you want? You cannot hit 40. Can you hit 30? All of you say yes or no. How about 30? Yes. 20 can or not? 20. Can. 20 also can. Yes. 20 can, 30 can, 34 can, 35 can, 39 can. Then 40 cannot. Why? Then it gives you an idea in your brain. Hey, why 40 cannot? So the temperature. So you go and read. Temperature must be below the melting point of R and Q. Okay. So she needs to choose a temperature that is below the melting point of R and Q only. Okay. There you go. Below the melting point of R and Q. Do you see where it lies? The answer lies only here, only in D, nowhere else, right? The rest talking about other things, which is above Q, R, and S, below Q, R, and S, which is all wrong. C is above melting point Q, R. We don't want above melting point Q, R, which is 40 degrees. See, I can even put these numbers here, right? Am I right? Can I do this to help me? S is 20. This is at above melting point of 20, but below 40. Am I right? Those of you are having more difficult to read, now I can translate some numbers into my options. Wow, this is amazing. Now I don't have any difficulty answering because I can understand what you guys go through because I've seen the questions 1 to 28. Every single time a question is not a straightforward. You have to do so many things to make sure you're on the right track. It's like a maze, you know, to get to the end point. In between the maze also you need to get it right. Okay, see if I can draw a maze very fast. Very good, right? See, I can draw a maze. So let's say I start here. So even if I want to get to, so some places is dead end, so I cannot go, right? So I need to maze myself such that I get to the end point. This maze is what we just did in the last 5 minutes. Okay, to be able to reach the end point, we help ourselves by giving us some clues. Okay, great. Question 1 took a bit long, but I wanted to get across to you. Sure, your maze got no opening. I already started here. Maybe I should. Okay, my maze can be here. Okay, opening and end. Some of you really want to give me more trouble, right? Okay. Okay, and okay, now happy, Nikita. Okay. Okay, that was fun. Okay, now you know what we are doing. Maybe in this year's PSLE or in October, you're going to be thinking of Dr. Ali and thinking about the maze, right? You're going to think about, hey, he told me about a maze. That means I need to get my steps correct in order to get out. That means to get to the end result or the answer, I need to get my maze, my journey right. My journey. If I go to the wrong journey, I will get stuck or close. I cannot. Then I have to come out again, go again. Okay, that's what checking is also. Checking is what? Come back out, go in again.